Hello, and welcome to Lookie Crafts. Today's intro sign was created by Melody Maid. Thank you, Melody. Hello, everyone. I'm Candace. If I forgot to say, if you're new here, that'd be my name. Okay, guys, doing a little update, a little show, and I gotta fix my earpieces on an old set of earphones. So I thought I'd do that and talk to y'all. I'm not having the greatest of days, so I don't feel too good. Of course, my cats are still waiting over here for me. And I have started my chemo and my radiation treatments. So I have to do the chemo on Thursday. And I go on Tuesday to have blood work every week for 6 weeks. But I have my radiation that I have to do Monday through Friday for 29 days. Okay, so that is the plan. And if anybody was interested, I'd ask them what the name of my cancer was, and he gave me a name, and I can't pronounce it. Squamous. I don't know. I'll show you. And it's SQUAMOUS. Squamous. You don't see that? Dr. Scramble there. Okay, so on my last video, I'm about to lose my thing in my lap. I was telling you that we wanted 2 different kinds of cancers because if the cancer migrated from my throat to my lungs, that would have meant a stage 4, which I'm not really stage 4. I don't really know, but stage 4 is bad. Okay. So while I do have the same type of cancer, my throat did not migrate and my chest did not migrate to my throat. So while it has the same type, it is not the same cancer. That's the way they explained it to me. It's 2 separate cancers of the same kind. So my throat is stage 1, and the one outside my lung, and I don't know why they call it lung cancer, because it's outside my lung in my chest. And but anyway, they call it lung cancer and throat cancer, and it's this squamous stuff. So anyway, yeah, we got what we wanted. I'm not as bad off as I could have been, so thank you all for your prayers and your well wishes. And yeah, that's what we wanted was 2 different types, but it's the same type in 2 different places. It's not connected. So really, prayers are working wonderfully. So thank you very much. Please feel free to add me to any prayer list or groups that you have. You can use my name, and just keep the prayers up because they really were working. So the last time, thank you. I just trying to thank everybody for praying for me, and I know a lot of you have already prayed and put me on your prayer list and all like that, and I do appreciate it. Okay, so did I mention I'm not having a very good day? So if I'm off, that's what it's about. Okay, so the last time, Thursday, when I went and got my first chemo treatment, first they gave me some tester bags of the medicines that they would give me, and so I passed all of those, and so that they went on and gave me the regular amount that I will be getting every week. And she said I done very well, and I had no reactions at all. In fact, they gave me a Benadryl in an IV. Uh, and she kept coming back there to see if I was sleeping. I'm like, well, I ain't sleeping. I don't feel a thing. I was wide awake, y'all. And she kept coming back there to see if I was sleeping. Uh, so I was wondering, well, how much Benadryl did they give me? But anyway, I was wide awake. And it was just me and one other girl back there. Uh, and I got to meet her. And she was really sweet and young, like 23, and this was her second time around. But the nurse just went in there and blurted out to her about, tell me about her losing her hair experience. And I was really embarrassed. I would never have just been so bold as to ask somebody that. But the young girl was very nice, and like I said, she was like 23, and this is with her second go around with cancer. So I didn't get into details, but I would imagine that it was, from her childhood. And so this was her second time losing her hair, and she explained her experience and all. And, I just didn't start having conversation with her. I, and I thanked her for telling me and all, but I never would have uh, done that, never. But I guess the nurse was knowed her well enough to do that, I think. And so anyway, we talked a little bit. I found out she was married. She has a 2-year-old, and I can't remember the girl's name. I feel bad, but anyway, that was the first week during my orientation. I wasn't actually getting chemo that day, but so the next Thursday that I went, uh, I was back there, and the girl came in, and she had to have whatever treatment she was having. It only took a few minutes, and but she came in, and her husband had got her a real human hair wig, and she came back there. And I did ask her if I could touch it, and I did touch it. It was real hair, and it was beautiful, and it was brown like my hair. And I thought, boy, I must get me one of those. But no, it was $1,000, she said. And but that girl, she was just beaming. I mean, she was just radiating happiness over her wig, because first time I seen her, she just had a hat, like a baseball hat. And so, oh, she was just beaming over this wig, and I was so happy that she was able to get it. And her husband was so thoughtful to get it for her. Well, her husband kind of coaches, I guess, some kind of kids, and they all wanted to donate to help buy the wig. And, she said no, she didn't want to do that. Her husband paid for it. And I said, listen, honey, you deserve that wig. That is a blessing. And if people want to help and donate to buy things like that for you, let them, because it's a blessing for them too. God uses people to bless other people, and you'll be a blessing back. And she was just beaming, and that made me so happy just to see her, that happy. Now I probably won't go that route. $1,000 wig? No, thank you. I do need to get a wide brim hat, they said, because I will be sub. I will get easy sunburns, they said. But I don't spend that much time outside, so I'm not really worried about that. But I might get me a wide brim hat to go from here to the car or whatever. So I was going to go out looking for headscarves and stuff like that. Because it's only 6 weeks, y'all, and, well, it's 29 days for the radiation. So, uh, uh, but I lost my train of thought. So, I don't think I'm going to go for anything expensive because, I spend most of the time at home anyways, and I think I can wait it out. And so I was talking to one of my sisters, and I said, I hadn't cut my hair since I found out I was pregnant with my son. And I decided I just wasn't going to cut my hair anymore. I trim the ends every once in a while, but, so it's going to be uh, interesting to cut my hair. But really, I'm good with it. I'm going to save my ponytail. But I think the part that's going to bother me, y'all, is when it starts coming out in clumps and you wake up in your bed and your pillowcase is full of your hair. I think that would be the part that bothered me. So I've decided to, uh, cut my ponytail. And then I was debating on whether I would just, keep what was left, shape it up a little and keep what's left, or go for a buzz cut. So I wouldn't have no hair on my pillow, in big clumps. So I don't know which way I'm going. I'm still thinking about it. My son voted for a buzz cut. And so I don't know if I could go that far or not. But I'd have to find a hairstyling place that would do it. I don't guess it would matter as long as they make their money. Now I would just do it myself because my son did have hair clippers, but they were his. So when I packed up stuff that of his in my house, I put it all in his stuff, and his stuff is in storage. So I can't get to the hair shaver, so I have to go somewhere and have it done. And well, I still got a week to make up my mind because she said it started thinning out at about the third week. But I want to do it before it all starts. So uh, I think that's the plan. That I'm just gonna go with like a like a buzz cut and just start over from there. Everybody does say your hair grows in thicker once your treatment is over. But I was blessed to meet that girl, and I was blessed to see her blessing. And I was so happy that her husband, loved her enough to get that wig for her. And I don't know her name. I'm going to have to ask her name. That's going to be embarrassing. But I will ask her name and try to remember her name. What else is it saying? I'm having some absent-mindedness going on. I can't seem to keep remembering stuff. So, anyway, these hats. When I was leaving my treatment, somebody had brought in a basket of little hats, and her name is. This cap was made by Ed. Okay, so it says Sassy Caps, and this was made by Ed. Thank you, Ed, because they gave them to me for free. I was going to buy one, but they let me have them for free. And this one was made by Renee. So I wanted to show them. Now, I haven't even opened them yet, but I got this purple one to go with my purple flowery dress, and I have a purple polka dotted dress. And so I will use these when I get my hair cut. So isn't that nice? You know, I was very surprised and grateful too, because I think these will be very nice. And I don't think I will have a problem at all, covering my head with that. Or this one. Or, I'm still going to go look for some scarves. I think some of the Dollar Trees have some scarves, but I'm not sure. I think I got a bumblebee scarf there once. And this is this one. I was looking for one with a little pink in it. I got a pink polka dot dress. And, but this was as close as I could get. And it's different colors. But I thought, well, okay. It'll go with. I got flowery dresses, and it'll go with them, you know. And who says I have to be all matchy-matchy? But it does have a little pink in it, so I think it'll match. And I got a blue and a purple dress and a green one, but, I can get scarves to kind of mix and match to cover up my bald head. Once this get there. And she did tell me, I was asking her, did it take the hair off your face? Because, when you get older, you get a little fuzz. Grow a little mustache, And she said, yeah, it would be from head to toe. From head to toe. Here in the middle. And she said, yeah, even in the middle. I'm like, well, I was unhappy about that. My generation didn't know what waxing was. Well, anyway, anybody don't know, yeah, it's from head to toe. Oh, dang. So, every time I go in for my radiation, y'all, the girls have to, expose my bosoms and make little marks on me to set the machine to where it's supposed to be. And it's, they're all very professional and everything, but it's a little disconcerting to me to be just exposed laying in a machine. And, I don't, it's nerve-wracking to me, I'm not an exposure type woman. I mean, they're all very professional, and, there's nothing wrong that's going on. It's just me personally. And let me tell you, my anxiety has been skyrocketing. And it's not skyrocketing because I have cancer. It's skyrocketing because of all the things that I now have to go do. And the information I have to try to keep up with. And it's not really the disease itself that's stressing me out. It's the other stuff. So, dang. And I still only got the one nerve pill. But I go see my regular doctor, and she's one that prescribes for nerve pills. But she's adamant about only giving me one, so I don't know if she knows about all the new stuff that has happened. I ain't seen her for like 3 months. So, I guess she won't know till I get there, but I'm going to ask her to up it because my anxiety levels are just skyrocketing. And, my original doctor gave me my nerve medicine, gave me 3 a day as needed. And usually before, like if I had to go out, I would take the 3 a day the week before. And then the day I went out, I didn't take anything because, they make you a little drowsy. You can't drive. But I could go out and function as a normal person. So I'm going to talk to her again about it. And if she don't do anything, I'll talk to my cancer doctor about it. And see what he says, which is the hematologist. So I guess he is more. He might be the better one that give me nerve medicine. But I did have to sign a piece of paper uh, about the nerve medicine with my first doctor, my primary doctor. So I don't know how that will work. If another doctor gives me nerve medicines, I have to notify her. Uh, I guess I can't remember what the paper said. But anyways, that's it. Oh no, that's not it. So my air conditioner in my car quit. Well, it didn't quit working. It quit blowing. And so I talked to my sister, and she said same thing kind of happened to her van, and it was on account of the serpentine belt, and that her serpentine belt broke, and because something on her air conditioner stopped turning, and that wore out the serpentine belt. So of course I called my son. I talked to him about the air conditioner. I said, I got to go out every day, and I just can't take this heat. And if you could talk to your driver leader and just sometimes in the next week or two, have him schedule you to a delivery down here so that you could take your 30-hour break, because after he drives for so long, he has to take a 30-hour break. He can't drive. And he could come and have a look at my air conditioner. That was my plan, to hold out until he got here to fix the air conditioner. Well, that was not his plan. So he called the Ford dealer and made arrangements for me to take it up there and have their diagnostic stuff done, or to do. I'm trying to cut this cloth to go around these little sponges, and then I'm just going to glue it on and not be, fussy about it. Then I'll glue it onto my earphones. Try a little. Let's see if I can get a square cut. So, if I'm all over the place, y'all, I'm sorry. It's just anxiety. So, the plan was to take it in on Friday after my appointment, and then have them do the diagnostic that Friday afternoon, and let them fix it on Saturday. Then I could pick it up on Sunday. That's what my son understood, because I can't miss a day of treatment. They say, why would your insurance pay for treatment you're not going to show up for? So I can't miss a day of treatments, and I currently don't have a car. So that's kind of a bummer, because they said they wouldn't do the diagnostics till Saturday, and they don't work on Sunday, so they probably wouldn't get around to fixing it until Monday. Monday. My treatments are Monday through Friday, so I can't miss it. So my friend Willie, he's in some kind of program, and it's a group program thing. Did I got that too short? I bet you I did. Well, it is what it is now. And when apparently he told them that I had cancer, and then they called him and asked him, was there anything they could do for me? And he said no. He thought I had everything under control. Well, then my car broke down, so he decided, well, he would or we decided we'd call and see if they had any way to help me get to my appointments, on Monday, because I don't even know how to Uber, y'all, and I don't keep no banking information on my phone, and I do, just so nobody could just scan my phone to get my banking information. Look how terrible that is. Well, I hope y'all can see how terrible it is. It is terrible. I gotta try to cut it. But Willie don't add names to his phone. He just answers the phone, and so he couldn't find the number to the guy. It's some kind of charitable program, and they help people. And but anyway, he couldn't find his number. So I told him to call his sister-in-law and ask her if she had the number. And uh, I told her what I needed for her, and she volunteered to take me to my appointment. So that was nice, and she's such a sweet woman. And I try not to bother her because she takes care and helps out a lot of people. Like, so for me, she said I'd have to come early because she's taking another woman to an appointment. So I will have to go early and wait, and then stay late and wait for her to come to and from and get it. And, I'm so sad that I have to be a burden to somebody. But it's kind of like what I told that young lady. If somebody wants to be a blessing to you, you got to let them. And so we didn't bother with the man that runs the program that Willie was talking about. So, but I hope I get my car back on Monday and they get it fixed. But my son wanted a diagnosis on everything that I had told him that I wanted him checked, and he didn't check when he was down here. Like my windshield wiper uh, squirter don't squirt. And, little things. My tire makes a little noise, so maybe it needs to be aligned or the wheels rotated or something like that. I don't know. But the air conditioner was the main thing. And, come on, I was just going to use this glue. This is like that 3-in-1 glue, and it's supposed to be like Fabri-Tac. Now this is a very old pair of earphones that I just use in the back bedroom when I'm watching my tablet. And sometimes the volume of whatever you're watching is very low. And I just put on this headset. Only one ear works. Uh, but that's okay. But they fell off, and the black stuff with the holes in it uh, rotted away, and these won't stay on anymore without the black stuff. So I just thought I'd bring them in here and glue them while I was talking to y'all. And see if I can't fix it. instead of buying a new pair because I don't want to be a burden on my son, y'all. And he said he'd pay for the diagnostics, which is going to be $170 some. But I don't know what it's going to cost to actually fix my air conditioner. I just may have to take the diagnostic information and say, oh, well, I'll call you back. But that means I'm going through all this for nothing if they don't fix the air conditioner. Now, I do have some money saved up, but I was trying to save it because my dog bear has an abscess, and I was trying to save it so I could take her to the doctor. Because before I could take her to the doctor, I got to get the flea chews, and I got to uh, get her a sedative, which that's extra money. Because she's such a scaredy dog. Well, she ain't been to the vet since she was a baby. Is that how I did that? Let me see. So, there, I got that. Because she's so big. Now, when she hunkers down and says, I ain't moving, there ain't nothing I could do about it. But she does chase other dogs, so that's why I keep her on a lead here. Because none of the dogs know her, and she don't know them, so I don't want no accidental fights or anything like that until I get her fixed up and gets her rabies up to date and dewormed, all that stuff that you have to do, which I haven't been doing with her because I can't get her to the vet. Now, I've been just buying dewormer for her, but I haven't got any of the rabies, which I should have done. That makes me a bad parent, a bad pet parent, but, well, I did the best I could with the money that I have. That's all I could say. And the conditions. I probably could have pulled this over more tighter. Let me try. Yeah. And get that on there. There. That looks terrible. Okay, well, looks ain't everything. I just, I'm just not myself, y'all. That's all I can say. Just a lot of different, things, going on. Like I went to, excuse me, I got Spectrum, and when I signed up, I understood them to say that it would be $30 a month, and the girl even looked to see, because they had a program, but it was only for Pacific areas, and she said my area was included, so it was $30. So I don't even know the bill, I just sent them my $30 every month. Well, it turns out it's not $30, it's $60. So I was very disappointed because now I feel like, they lied to me and I'm getting cheated somehow. And I just, it's amazing how upset that makes me. But the girl I was talking to wasn't having it. And I couldn't buy the phone until I paid, like $98. Well, that ain't a problem. I paid my $98. And then she said I had to wait 24 hours before I could buy the phone and get my own phone. Well, I got a free phone, but I gave that to my son when he was down here. He was having a hard time getting a job because he didn't have a phone. And as soon as I got my free phone, I gave it to him so that he could get a job, and he did get a job. And then he went back to trucking, so my free phone is on his phone trucking around the U.S. Well, the East Coast. But that's all right. I could get a phone for, they say, if I trade in my old phone, then I could get another phone for $30, which is not bad. That's a pretty good price. And I'm willing to do that. I'll do that. And so, but anyway, I I didn't get the phone. I went to buy the phone, but I didn't get the phone. And now the car's in the shop. So I don't know when I'll get back up there to get the phone because I need it. I need the GPS. And it's not that Willie minds the phone, me using his phone, and he have to go with me everywhere because I can't find my way around without a GPS. And so, well, I just need my own phone, y'all. Everybody just needs their own phone. And so he has to come over and take me everywhere because I don't know where I'm going. And he has to let me use his phone for all my medical stuff. And well, my sisters, they call me on my tablet. Oh, they use I think it's Facebook Messenger. I don't know. It's something my son put on there. And I had it on my computer, but it ain't on my computer no more. So I have to do it on my tablet. Talk to him on my tablet. So first thing they say is, you gotta come home, you gotta go home. I said, well, I just moved in here and I can't come home. And I got all these doctors and everything, all these tests have already been done, and I'm just here. That's it. I can't come home. All of a sudden, uh, when I was moving, didn't nobody have no room for me? You know, and now all of a sudden people could find room. Well, my one sister had my niece, and was helping her, and the other sister had all her kids and grandkids, so I couldn't stay with her. So at the time when I was moving, I was wanting to go back home, but nobody had room for me. I couldn't go and find a place and keep my dogs and all that without a place to stay. Well, me and my dogs. So that might be a little long. So, and maybe I didn't go home because I needed to be here and get the right doctors for me. That's what I'm saying. God knows best. Well, first too long, now too short. I mean, just come on, give me some glue. And I might have should have used my hot glue, but I thought that it would melt my little sponge here. Alright, let's try to get this. I should get me a new ball of glue, but, no, I haven't even felt like I could do anything. Trying to get back to doing crafting. I mean, and they ask me, about things to do, and they recommended crafting. I said, well, I do some crafting sometimes, you know, to help my anxieties and stuff. I want to try. Y'all don't laugh at me. I know. This is probably one of those things that you're saying, I could do that in 5 minutes. It'd take forever. And you're doing it wrong. But that's okay. Alright, so these are my earphones that they're going to go on. And there's are my raggedy pieces. They were holding up pretty good for a while. Okay. So, I am going to get me a new pair. But if I got to spend all that money on my car, I may be pinching pennies for some time. And my poor bear is losing her money again. I had saved up money before to take her to the vet, and then I had to use it for moving. And now I have saved up money to take her to the vet, and she's going to lose it again to the car. Now, I know they had that pet care credit, but I can't do that. My son used that, and he put my name on it, and so he didn't pay it back. I don't think he paid it back. And I told him not to slack on it. Because when you need to take your pet to the vet, you need to take them to the vet. And that was a good thing for pet owners. Let's see. You just smack it on there. And maybe it'll hold. And if it don't, I'll be back in here trying to fix it again. So this was kind of crafty, even though it's not. I'm not going for good looks, y'all. I'm just going for functionality. If it was something I really cared about, maybe I would do a better job. But I don't care. Where's my little cap? Put my cap on. Let it sit there for a minute. See if it's going to glue down. So maybe it needs some weight. Maybe I put my lids on it. What can I put? I got this little bowl. Did I have another little bowl? I got that one. Okay, how about that? I'll let it sit there and see if that's going to work. I really just need something to, so it don't hurt my ears. When I'm using it back there. I wonder how long I should let it sit. Well, a couple hours at least, I guess. If y'all know, let me know. And I'll come back in here and check it. Well, that was it. I had a little show and tell. And a little crafting and or fixing, whatever you want to call it, and an update, and so I got it all in this video. So okay, I'm not gonna make you sit there and watch my glue dry. I will let it sit and come back in a couple hours and check it out. So, yeah, thank you all for your prayers. I really do appreciate it. And, please keep it up. Because, yeah, I just want this stuff to be killed off and be done. And, get back to normal life. So I really do appreciate all those prayers because that, God hears us all when we call out to Him. I think He hears everybody who calls out to Him. I mean, that ain't nowhere in the Bible, but I think that's how it works. But then you have that whole part where He says, I never knew you. So I'm still studying up on that. But I hadn't found nothing yet. I wasn't looking in the right part when I take my Bible with me up there to sit down for that 3 hours, and that's a good time. But in the back of the Bible, there's a lot of words, and so you could just look up that word, and then it'll tell you what in the Bible. Go look at it. Anyway, I was just reading those words in the back, and seeing what stuck out to me, and then I would go read that. Maybe it was a psalm or some specific verse or something. So I was just kind of letting the thing happen as it happened. I wasn't really searching what I was trying to search for. So, but anyways, that's a good time for me to get in some Bible study. So that's where I'm doing. And yeah, so I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your comments and your prayers and well wishes, and just just hang in there with me, because yeah, I look forward to hearing from everybody, and even though I'm not making a lot of videos, I do look forward to the few that I do make, and I wish I could make more, but as soon as my nerves get settled down, maybe I can get in here and do something. Okay, guys, thanks for coming, and as always, do as the Lord would have you to do, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye now.